So if you guys are not aware, there's a new currency, this thing right here, right? So you can get all of this. This is going to be called the Archive Recruitment Ticket. As far as I know, you get 60 right here. Each of these, you will be able to get all of these. 6. And then you are going to get more from here, right? From the guide task. This one you'll get 30 right here as well. Now, I think some people were asking, will the tickets expire? No, not that I know of. At least based on the written patch notes as well. So you can basically use that right here in the Archive Recruitment banner. So what is the Archive Recruitment banner? It's a new type of banner that features a bunch of the old students that you can select right here. All of these. I've already pulled up the list right here. So all of these students will no longer appear in the other banner. Does it make sense? Like, you can only get them right here. So it's a good thing, and I guess it's a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. I guess, like for example, if you want to get someone like, let's say Cherino, right? You want to get Cherino, you can no longer get Cherino via the regular method. You have to come here to pull her here. You can no longer get her from here, spook from here, you can no longer spook from here. It's kind of good and bad. The good thing is, you know, now you have 2 banners to pull. The bad thing is you have 2 banners to pull. The good thing is now all of these other banners are not as bloated, right? There's not as many characters there. So it is going to be how it is. So depending on who you have, you cannot get them from the raid off from the other banners. It's better for veterans. Yeah. So Archive banner, the PT doesn't reset. That's true. Even if you get the character early on, the PT doesn't reset as far as I know. And then you can also get, you have to select a specific one right here, right? And I think the question that a lot of players have been asking, who is the best one? The best one for a lot of players is going to be Akko. If you don't have Akko yet, she's probably going to be... Let's be honest, right? A lot of these Archive Recruitment characters, a lot of them right here, these students here are sort of like... They're no longer... I would say a lot of them are no longer meta, right? But Akko is probably going to be the few safe one to obviously obtain, right? Now Akko is going to be still being used in the special student slot. She's still going to be one of the relevant ones to give you the crit rate and crit damage buff. Now, who should be getting her and who should not be getting her, right? The only person that shouldn't get Akko is veteran player. If you are a veteran player, you shouldn't get Akko. So, there are going to be a couple of students that competes with Akko, right? Number 1 is going to be Boom. Now, for those of you who are not aware, Akko, basically, she gives you crit rate and crit damage, right here. Crit rate and crit damage, 3 costs, alright? And also she can heal. So this is going to be her highlight as a whole. Now, if you are a veteran player, you don't have Akko yet, but let's say you have New Year Fuuka, which is in my opinion a better Akko in some cases because she can reduce the cost by half. She can also give you crit damage. You don't get the crit rate, but still in most cases it's more than enough. And also Akko doesn't compete with Kisaki directly, but somewhat, because Kisaki is also quite good. She improves EX skill damage. They both are going to be there in the special slot. If you got Kisaki, and then of course another one I would say is Rio, right? Somewhat competing in that particular slot. You can only bring 2 special students. If you got Rio, you got Kisaki, you got New Year Fuuka, you probably have less need for Akko, right? Let's be honest. Akko is probably going to be good for the 2nd and 3rd team. And also for the striker slot, another Akko like competitor is going to be Dress Aru, which I have her somewhere here, but maybe like it's going to take 10 years for me to... Okay, here. She's going to be a striker slot students that give crit damage right here, right? Those are going to be the one. Then in those cases, you have less need for Akko, I guess. But in most cases, I would say she's still quite good for new players. You should definitely get her. I'm just saying that she has fallen off a little bit. Not that she's fallen off. I think her role is still there. It's just that now there's more competition in the special slot. Because like I said, you can only bring 2, right? And then, who is the 2nd? A lot of people are going to say the 2nd is going to be Shun. Alright? Now Shun is pretty good. Shun is pretty good, right? The thing is, who should get Shun? Shun is very unique in PvP. Alright? PvP is going to be meta, PvP is going to king. She's kind of the king of PvP, queen of PvP. Now it depends on whether you care for PvP or not. She is also good in some PvE stages, some speedrun stages, but it depends on whether you care about speedrunning or not, because what Shun does is going to be not her EX skill, but this one. She straight up give you 3.8 cost, almost 4 cost at the beginning of the battle, right? So you're just gonna get a lot of cost. In PvP, that's like you get 4 cost extra. If your enemy don't have Shun, you are pretty much going to win because you have 4 extra cost. That means you can activate your skills more compared to the enemy. So it's like a big advantage in PvP, right? Very, very big. So I would say get Shun. Alright, if you can get Shun, get Shun. Mostly PvP, but can be used in PvE in some occasion. Join firing drill and PvP. Join firing drill, she is kind of strong, sure, but you can get away with not needing her. Does it make sense? Because she's also going to be 1 and extra stuff. Still very strong though. I think if you don't have her, like if you're a veteran player, you should definitely get her. Right? I think she's going to be a very, very good one. However, one more that I would say is like a second priority as well, alongside with Shun, in my opinion, is going to be Cherino. I think Cherino competes with Shun in terms of the second priority. I would say, let me put in terms of priority, right? Let me just highlight here. So in my opinion, Akko is number 1. Akko, number 1 right here, right? Hope everyone can see. So number 2 is going to be, in my opinion, Shun and Cherino. So I would say this is going to be the priority number 2 for most people. Now Cherino is going to be, Cherino is just there to apply passive regen. Now Cherino is going to depend on whether or not you have this character right here or not. This character right here. Swimsuit Hoshino. Now if you have Swimsuit Hoshino, you have less need for Cherino. But if you don't have Swimsuit Hoshino, right? Because Swimsuit Hoshino is a character that gives you cost recovery. While her EX skill is active, you activate this and then you get a lot of cost recovery, right? It helps you to cast your spells much better. But Cherino is good for the passive. You don't even need to activate her skill. She's just there, you just put her in the team. Just her sub skill alone, she gives you 511 cost recovery. And additional 146 for every Red Winter Academy students, right? You just put her there. She doesn't need to activate the EX skill. She's there to give you passive cost regen. Very, very good, right? But I would say like for most players, Cherino is going to be... And also I feel like Cherino is quite budget friendly. Like you don't really need to build her as much. You probably just max out this one, the sub skill. If you are new, just level this up to max. If you don't care about the rest, you don't have to worry about the rest. Probably level up her gears a little bit here and there. And just use her as a passive regen in your story, in your campaign. Maybe in PvP as well if you're lacking in other characters. But the PvP AI might want to use her skill sometimes because you cannot control, right? Might want to use this 5 cost, which is then if you don't upgrade, then that's going to be a big bummer, right? But yeah, Cherino is someone that a lot of people can use. Cherino needs the accuracy bond gear. Not really. If you just use her, like I said, for passive cost regen, you don't really need to. Unless you're trying to get her to do damage, then that's like a different story. But in most cases, what happened? Oh shoot, I forgot this one. So in most cases, these two are going to be the priority first, second. Now what about somebody like, let's say Maki, right? Like Maki, Midori, these characters right here, or even Aru. I don't recommend these students as much just because you can get them via other means, right? For example, with Maki, you can get her from the Total Assault shop. Maki is very strong, but then again, you can get her from here, right? You should be getting her shots from here. Same goes with Midori and Momoi. You can get Midori here. You can get, Midori here and Momoi there, right? So I feel like these characters that you can obtain from this particular method, other methods right here, like Azusa, Midori, I saw they are all there, but because you can get them via this method, I would say is you don't really need to go and obtain them from that particular place, right? So there's going to be that. Let's see. Yori is actually pretty good if you didn't obtain her. I would say she's probably going to be... If you are a new player, she's probably a decent option, right? She's probably going to be a decent option for a lot of players. Let's see, like what would a new player benefit from? I would say that's pretty much that is pretty much going to be the stuff. Koharu is also quite good, but again, Yori can be farmed in the hard stage LF, and then Koharu can be obtained. You can obtain Koharu right here as well, like I mentioned. There, you can obtain her right here. If you don't have her, or you want to fasten the process to get her, then she's going to be there. But in most cases, probably that's going to be pretty much it, right? That's going to be pretty much In priority, in hindsight, in priority, these are going to be most of the students. Hibiki is actually pretty good as well. This is going to be... Why am I constantly opening this? I should close this. I should close this and open this. Hibiki is going to be there as well. But then again, she can also be farmed. The thing about farming Hibiki is it will take a while though. It will take like... If you are new, it will probably take like 3 to 4 months, right? Does it take a year of grinding to unlock Yori through LFs? Yes, it do take quite long. But Yori and Aru is like one of the few reroll priority. So if you reroll for her, you know like how Blue Archive if you start right now? You can reroll, you can do the multiple rerolls. So she's going to be the priority right here for a lot of players, right? About 3 to 4 months, right, if you want to farm. But yeah, I feel like most players should reroll for Yori or Aru. So you probably already have one of those two, depending. I think Yori is the priority for most players. But then again, like nowadays, do you still need Yori, right? Because in whatever situation that you want to get through in PvE, Momoi can do that, right? And you also get a free Nonomi. So those... While Yori is strong, and I still think she's really strong, I still think that Momoi competes in a lot of situations that you need AoE, you get Momoi. You also get a free Nonomi, so you probably can build that. Yori is still decent, but it will take a while before you can build her. The problem is Momoi, you can easily get her to 5-star, or like UE 50 or whatever, but Yori is probably going to stay at 3-star, right? So it's going to be a while. She's still used in some raids like Grand Assault and stuff. Yeah, but I don't think new players should get her, right? She is used in raids like Grand Assault and stuff, but you should probably borrow somebody's one because you want to get her to UE 50. And for a new player, I would advise against that. Veteran players, maybe you can do that. But in most cases, it's just one time, right? Gregorius Grand Assault is just like one time. I think that's not coming back anytime soon. What about Cycling Shiroko? Cycling Shiroko. What about Cycling Shiroko? I feel like Cycling Shiroko is not a top priority, in my opinion, right? So here's why. Why is Cycling Shiroko not a top priority, right? So let's say you get her, right? You want to use Cycling Shiroko in your AoE, right? There's this character called Chise, which I think competes with Cycling Shiroko, right? Chise is going to be an AoE as well. You can use her in a lot of AoE scenarios, and she's pretty much free being a 2-star. Now, Cycling Shiroko is going to be an, you know, a different option that you can obtain. The problem is, right, she's also going to be 4 cost. You're probably going to have Cycling Shiroko, but then what? You're probably going to have her at 3-star. But your Chise is probably going to be like, your Chise is going to be UE 40 or UE 50 if you play the game in the long run because she's a 2-star, right? Also, you can farm the shards for Chise much easier. Also, if you care about blue AoE, you want to try to obtain a character for blue Mystic AoE, there's also Bunny Asuna that's there, right? Bunny Asuna is also another blue Mystic AoE that you can obtain quite easily. Now, she is a 5 cost though, right? But she can at least decrease the defense. And she is free if you play the game long enough, which again, you can probably buy her from this particular shop. Which one is it again? Is it the Grand Assault, Total Assault? One of these shop, right? Where is it? Bunny Asuna is in... Not joint firing, right? Is she joint firing? No. She's in the yeah, there. She's right here, right? For decreased damage is good for bosses. But like in most cases, like you're talking about final restriction, right? It's probably for veteran players, sure. But like probably not for new players, right? New players you can get if you're looking for a lot of AoE stuff. AoE, Mystic DPS. Yeah, if you're a veteran, sure. If you don't have Cycling Shiroko, that could be an option, right? If you're looking to tackle, what is it again? Chokma, right? She is being used in Chokma, I am aware of that. But I'm more giving advice to more like players who are new, rather than like veteran players who already know what they want, right? How about the Trinity girl? You forgot her name, AoE Mystic. Trinity girl, AoE Mystic. Are you talking about Swimsuit Koharu? If you're talking about Swimsuit Koharu, yeah, she is pretty much free as well, yeah. But I don't know, can you still get her as a new player? Because she's an event, she's a welfare character, right? Welfare character you cannot obtain. So I think these are pretty much the priorities, right? In terms of, so Natsu can be obtained from the shop. This one is shop. Let me just put it. This character can be obtained from the shop. Mashiro can be obtained from the shop. Maki can be obtained from the shop. You don't really need her, I guess. I guess she's okay. This one can be obtained from the shop. Shop. Azusa shop. Bunny Asuna shop. Is Aris in the shop as well? A lot of these characters can be obtained in the shop. That's why I don't recommend that. Natsu is here. New Sarika is here. I remember seeing... Is Aris here? Let me check. They recently added Saya is here. Mashiro is here, right? Aris is, I guess, not here. But Aris can be farmed, right? Aris can be farmed in the hard stages. So I'm not sure if getting those... One of the hard stages has Aris. I forgot which particular one there. You can farm here. Now, of course, I don't encourage you to farm every day. You should only be farming during the double drop or triple drop. But then again, like if you care about getting characters or if you care about collecting, also Aris is not like she's not like a top priority. Like, let's be honest, she's okay for 5 cost AOE, but like in most cases, you're probably gonna get Bunny Asuna, which is better, and probably Chise is gonna be better, right? You don't really use Shiroko as much as well. This one is shop as well. Small Shun can be farm. Amy is shop. Yuzu is shop. Izuna farm. Izumi farm. This one you don't really need her. She's not that good actually. She's one of the worst characters in the game. No offense, right? This one you can... Is she in the shop? I can't remember her. Chinatsu Hot Spring. This one you don't really use them as much. They are more niche. This one I think she's in the shop. Farm, and this one can be farm. Yeah, the only one that really makes sense that cannot be farm is Akko, and then like I mentioned, Cherino, and Shun, right? The one that really makes sense. Akko, Cherino, and Shun is probably the one that makes sense because there's no other way to get them. Right? Everyone else here, a lot of these characters, students are actually in the shop actually. If you think about it, like you can get them eventually if you play the game, right? So you can either farm them and stuff. So you can always cross-check. I'm not talking about the Enigma shop, by the way. I'm talking about the, you know, the Total Assault shop. Yeah, Cherino Hot Spring is here as well, but not the regular Cherino. So that's why those 3 will always be the top priority, right? The top priority. You're waiting for alternative to Shiroko Terror. Is there a chance that they will add more students to the archive? Yes. They did say that they will add more in the future. For now, there's 38 students right there. So, there is that, right? Shiroko Cycling will be added to the Grand Assault shop later on. Yeah, I remember that she was already in JP, right? Cycling Shiroko is already in the JP right now. But we don't have it right now yet. But she will be added here later as well. So there is going to be that coming. And... yeah, so we just wait for that. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, I was like, how come I can buy more Bunny Asuna Aleph? I forgot because now we got UE60. There's a UE60 now, that's why, right? Okay. Alright, that's what it is, right? So yeah, those are the priority for Archive Recruitment banner. If not, just save your ticket for now. If you don't know what to get, there's no rush, right? Those banners are not going to go away anytime soon. The tickets are not going to expire or anything. So just stick with those, right? Just, you know, wait until you need them. And then if you guys want, you can wait for them to add more characters later. And then you can use them later as well. I think that could be kind of a smart move if you don't need any of the characters that's available there right now.